coaches' preseason top 25 poll was released on Thursday, and we find Baylor in the top 10 this year. No Clowney, Shaw, or Quarles. No problem for South Carolina, who's ninth, just behind the defending Big Ten champs. The Bruins are seventh, after Ohio State at number 6. No surprise, the SEC is the only conference with 2 teams in the top 5. Auburn is behind Oregon. The Ducks stand at number 4. Then there's last year's Sugar Bowl combatants in Oklahoma and Alabama. And Florida State starts where they finished, as the top-ranked team in the nation. Ray Crawford here with our college football analyst Doug Chapman. You saw the top 10. What stands out to you?
Alabama sitting there with no first-place votes. They're above Oklahoma. Oklahoma put it on them in the Sugar Bowl, but these voters must have forgotten. This is Alabama. This is Nick Saban. Lane Kiffin's going to guide that offense. They're going to put up a ton of points. How do you put them ahead of Oklahoma and give Oklahoma 3 first-place votes, Alabama none? This year, Alabama's going to show the nation, don't forget about us, we're back.
People say the SEC East is weaker than the West. We hear that debate a lot. South Carolina, by many, projected to win. Alabama gets no first-place votes. South Carolina gets 1. What do you think of that?
Yeah, they must be feeling Dylan Thompson. He steps in for Connor Shaw. Behind him, he's got a 1,000-yard rusher in Mike Davis. They've got some solid pieces on defense. They've got some playmakers on offense. I actually think Thompson's a better passer than Shaw is. Shaw was fantastic in Columbia, but I think Thompson will be okay, turn around and hand the ball off, use a little play action. They deserve a first-place vote.
All right, so which team is the most overrated in the poll? Which is the most underrated?
Got to go with LSU. LSU at 13. You lose your quarterback, running back, your top 2 wide receivers. Yes, they got a great recruiting class coming in, and Les Miles has done a fantastic job when he loses a lot of players, but they open up with Wisconsin. They may get exposed early, breaking in those new players. I'm not sure they should be sitting up at 13. And then underrated, it's got to be Baylor. Baylor's got an offense that can drop 50 points on you every time they step onto the field. They averaged over that last year. You got Petty at quarterback. You got Goodley at wide receiver, who's probably the best wide receiver in all of college football. The defense just has to be serviceable. Just stop people on third down every once in a while. You got an offense like that, you deserve to be higher ranked than 10. I'll put them at 7, 8, maybe the lowest 9.
I think they'll be moving on up in September. Doug, thanks very much. Speaking of rankings, which are the top 5 NFL rookies you should be picking up on your fantasy football team? Check out the video on CampusInsiders.com.